Merch Minds Podcast, episode 131. My name is Glenn. We were take a little break. This is Yang, but we're back.
We are back. We did take a little break.
For the holiday, you went out of town. Where'd you go?
I went out of town. I don't know. Did you end up leaving town?
No, I stayed here.
Okay. We went to the lake. Some friends and I. Uh, we got a cabin out in the Sierra National Forest, which is a little past Fresno, California. Had a rented a little cabin out there. It was fun. It wasn't one of the best times, only because the cabin that we stayed in was how should I say this? It was a little outdated. Had a
Okay.
lot of improvements that needs to be done. So it was a little uncomfortable at times. No AC, but we had a good
This Airbnb?
as Airbnb.
Okay.
But we made the best of it. We had a good time. Uh, I mean, for me personally, there's two times that I like to get out of town. And I think you, as a dog owner, will understand. Um, there's two times out of the year that my dog goes crazy: 4th of July and New Year's Eve because of the
Yeah.
fireworks. I'm telling you right now, man. If I would have stayed in town, my dog would have kept me up all night.
Oh man, like these guys are just going crazy around my house with fireworks, and I mean the
No,
dogs were inside, but they were just like nonstop.
but are they so your dogs are sensitive to noise, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Everybody
So
loves
yeah,
singing.
yeah. So we have the neighborhood kids, man. They'll be popping off fireworks till like 4 in the morning, and my dog, I swear to God, man, he'll keep me up till like 5, guaranteed. So it was good to get him and get the damn mutt and get out of town. Um,
Let me ask
but
you this though. I think you're too far away, and even on your trip, both times, too far away from earthquakes, right?
actually, I know where you're going with this. So the second earthquake, the one that happened, the one that was a 7.1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I did feel that one up at the Sierra National Forest because I was texting back and forth with RJ and them,
Mm-hmm.
and Matt, and obviously they can feel it because they're in Southern California.
Yeah.
But I did feel the second one. In fact, I was texting them as I felt it because that was a long one, right? It lasted for like 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Um, so I was like, "Yo, is that an earthquake?" And I was texting them, and they're like, "Yeah, that's an earthquake." And I'm like, "Yo, man, I'm in the freaking woods right now, and I can feel it up here."
That's crazy. How many
Um,
earthquakes have you gone through in your lifetime?
I've gone through the one in the 89. That was a big one. I've gone through that. Um, I mean, here, I've gone through a lot of earthquakes. But if you want to say, if you're talking major earthquakes, the 89 earthquake, that was the big one that I did experience that.
Okay.
Um, I was at football practice in high school, uh, and yeah, so that one was very significant.
And you
Um,
remember this one pretty good then.
this one, well, like I said, it wasn't. I mean, I did felt it, but it wasn't like a 7.1 where I was at, right?
Yeah.
Um,
This one
I
says
mean,
6.9, but 63 casualties killed.
that's a lot of people.
It
That's
is.
a lot of people, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I was a little concerned for my folks, but after having talked to them, they said they were fine. They were too far from the epicenter. They did feel it, but nothing. Again, nothing major. Um, I mean, that's living in California. That's something that you have to learn to live through. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys have in El Paso? Do you guys have earthquakes,
We don't. We don't have.
storms, like
Mhm.
hurricanes, or any of that?
No, we don't even have any water around here. We have
What do you mean? What the
wind.
hell do you drink then?
Oh, well, I'm just like we don't have like anything to get any of that stuff. Like
Okay.
no tornadoes because we have the mountains. No, we don't have any of that kind of stuff.
Okay, so you don't have any earthquakes,
Rarely
because
get rain. Rarely get
okay,
snow.
because I was going to ask you, like, what would you prefer to live through? And I think asking different people, you probably get different responses. I personally would say I would want to go through like a hurricane or a tornado. The reason being is you can forecast those, right? You can predict when it's going to happen. Earthquakes you can't,
Yeah, earthquake. Yeah,
right?
that you can.
Earthquakes you can't predict earthquakes. So I would rather say I'd rather be somewhere where they have hurricanes, so that way we can get the advance warning, prepare, and just leave town.
Yeah, this one was only the 89 one, 15 seconds long.
15 seconds
That's it.
long. That was a 7.1. This one was what I think they said 7.1 and 40 seconds long.
Yeah.
So it was pretty significant. But yeah, I did feel it though.
Yeah. Even in your piss hole town, Vegas felt it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it almost sounds like you're bashing Ken.
No, no, no. I'm bashing.
I'm just saying.
I'm just going with your words on Vegas.
I'm
I
just
actually have to
saying
go to Vegas this month, so I probably shouldn't be saying
for the eBay Open, right? When is
anything.
that?
Yeah. 23rd, I think.
Uh-huh. Okay.
um,
Um, you know what? Before we go any further, man, let's go into our numbers because I know if we don't, we're gonna forget. Numbers, they're not too great. Okay. I had a decent June. I don't know about you. I had a decent June. Um, after 4th of July, everything just went downhill. But again, it is summertime. Let's go over the numbers. You first. What are your last 7 days?
last 7 days, 49 products sold, one return, and estimated royalties $144.36.
Okay. Um, so for me, last 7 days, 70 products sold, 5 returns, product purchases, $1,325.40. Estimated royalties, $251.72. So this month is going to be really close based on my last 7 days here.
Mhm.
Um, this might be the first month that I might not make
Dang,
$100,000,
this,
a
this is
thousand dollars.
balling.
Hey, I'm balling. $1,000 in one month. It's going to be really close. It's We'll see. We'll see.
Your 4th of July Betsy Ross shirts finally got taken down.
Oh gosh, were people uploading those?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
anyway, you know what? I don't want to get into something like that because I
This is
just don't like
uncalled
talk.
for.
I just don't like talking politics. Period.
What about Women's World Cup 2019?
Dude,
They won.
this is how stupid I am. Okay, I swear, dude. Normally, I like watching the World Cup and all that. Up until yesterday, I had no clue that the
Dis
World Cup was on.
disrespectful.
I had freaking for the past 2 weeks. I had no clue, man. I was like stuck in my own little shell. I had no clue that we were in the World Cup.
Yep, and they won
Uh,
2-0. So congrats to
that
the
now
ladies
I
for
know the
winning.
men's. I think the men's soccer team they made it to the finals.
Uh,
Yes or no? I don't know.
that's a good question. I actually just found the women's one because I was like
I'm
somewhat
assuming
getting
they
the
didn't win.
updates.
I was gonna say I'm assuming they probably didn't win because I didn't hear too much about it. I thought I had read that the men's made it to the finals, but I haven't heard anything, so I'm assuming they lost. I don't know. I haven't checked the sports news.
I only know that Kawhi is going to the Clippers, so
Yeah, we're not
that's
gonna
the main
talk about
story.
that. Yeah, that's dumb. Um,
Okay.
um, let's get back on track here, man. So I personally been uploading like crazy on Merch by
Okay.
Amazon. I've like on a regular basis. I've been uploading, and tank tops. They are selling for me. Here's the thing. Do you remember when the pop sockets first came out?
Mm-hmm.
You remember what Amazon was telling us? Oh, it's because our data and our analytics are telling us that we need to go with the pop sockets, right?
Yeah. Well, they were a
Right.
little hyped too, so trying to get more.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Look, now that we have tank tops, at least for men, obviously we don't have racerbacks yet for women.
Hmm.
And I don't even have that many tank tops uploaded. I have more pop sockets than tank tops still, um, but I'm still selling a lot of tank tops. I don't know, man. Look, it's not me trying to bash Amazon. You guys know how I feel about Amazon. I love merch and all that, but I think what they told us was all BS. I think, you know what, they were probably approached by pop sockets. It was an opportunity for them. They didn't go by no damn data or analytics. It was just an opportunity.
I can't.
I'm
I
gonna
can't
call.
argue
I'm
with
gonna.
that
I'm just saying. Look. These are just my own theories. I'm gonna call BS on that one. Um, uh, I think because obviously, clearly, we've been saying this for a couple of years now that we wanted tank tops, and instead of tank tops, they give us pop sockets first.
one. Yeah,
And so I'm just saying. Look, I'm gonna call BS on that one. I think they were just approached with an opportunity. They took it. Um, there was no data or analytics there. That that's my own personal theory. Call me crazy. I'm just saying. Um,
and so how many TikToks have been uploading per month?
I can't tell you exactly how many I have uploaded, but I can tell you I don't have the exact numbers. But I can tell you that I have a lot more pop sockets than tank tops. Um,
More pop
and
sockets.
more pop sockets than
Hmm.
tank tops, but
Okay.
my tank tops are selling though.
Okay.
Again, so I'm just like I said, I'm calling BS on that what Amazon told us back in the days. I do have right after we're done recording, I do have a meeting with Nimble. You remember Zach and
Hmm.
Nimble? I have a meeting with Zach and Nimble. I'm gonna try and get the whole logistics thing finalized, because I want them to fulfill my Etsy orders,
Okay.
right? Because I want to see how it works out, right? Up until now, I've been using Printful, um, but after having talked to Zach, he's a good guy. I believe in everything that he's doing with Nimble. So I wanna give him my business basically.
Okay.
So I have a meeting with him right after the show. We're gonna work out the logistics. Hopefully, we'll see.
You keep us
I'll keep
posted.
you guys posted on how that works out. Um, so apparently RJ is going to be in town next week. Uh, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm going to say that right now. It's not a good thing. Apparently, he's going to be here in the Bay Area. I'm personally trying to make plans to leave town again next week when he's in town. So we'll see how that works out. Um, if it ends up that I am in town, chances are I'll meet up with the guy. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm trying to leave town that weekend. Um, and if I do end up staying in town, I'll guarantee you I'm going to do the same thing that he did to us in Seattle. I'm going to get pissed drunk, get in my chonies, and just rub my ass all over his face.
And just lay there on the sofa till
That's
someone
all I'm
finally
going to do.
finds you.
I kid you not. He can take all the pictures he wants of me. I don't care. I'm doing the same thing that he done.
Oh, that's
Um,
hilarious.
so yeah, so RJ is going to be in the Bay Area next week. Um, I think after I talked to him earlier today, we're gonna try and organize like a last minute meetup when he's in town. I'll keep you guys posted. I don't know exactly where in the Bay Area we're gonna have the meetup. My guess is probably gonna be up towards San Francisco because I know that's where he's staying.
Okay.
So,
All right. So you'll
uh,
probably have it in the group. So if people want to meet up or do something, then you'll let everybody
well, like I said, I'm trying to make plans to leave town that weekend. But if it ends up that I stay in town, I'll definitely help try and organize something.
know.
But my priority right now is to leave when RJ's in town.
Okay. All right.
I'm
So
not even playing. I'm not even playing. Um, let's see. Before we get into today's topic, we don't have a guest. It's just you and me, Glenn. Actually, we haven't had a show between just you and me in a while, so I'm looking forward to this show.
yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. But one thing before we get into the actual show, I want to talk about the merch community. Okay, You remember about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, I was saying how special the community is, right?
Yes, you
You know,
actually you actually said you liked it a lot better than reselling community.
yeah. I don't think that's no longer the case, and I'll tell you why. Dude,
Just wait.
every time I go into the groups, no, I'm serious, man.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
It seems like the community is divided these days, man. People are always bickering, and and it goes back to what I was telling you, um, a couple of weeks ago, right? When people have basic questions, man, they get lynched, right? They
Yeah.
get slaughtered, dude. It's like, why would you guys get so pissed? I mean, yeah, they can do the research themselves, or they could even use the search function that a lot of people on Facebook don't even know that they have a search function in the groups,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's not the best, right? You don't get all the results.
yeah.
But like when people ask simple questions, they get lynched. And look, and I'm not bashing anyone's group, but our group in particular, we will allow simple questions. I know other groups they like to filter whatever comes through, comes down the pipeline. That's on them. I'm not bashing them, but for some reason, man, people just get lynched when they ask simple questions. And not just that, man. It's just people. They're picking and choosing sides on who they want to uh, uh, work with, and it's just high school bullshit, right? It's dumb, man. I mean, people making fake profiles to bash
Dang,
book
that
bolt,
far?
and you know, and then
Burner
and then,
accounts?
huh?
Burner accounts? That's
You
what
heard
they're
about
called.
that, right? Someone made a fake. I think we even talked about this, right?
I just heard when KD made a burner account.
Right? I mean, people making fake accounts, to bash book bolt, or I mean, that was the whole reason I stopped accepting friends on Facebook, because remember I was having issues with people freaking prank calling me,
Oh yeah, that's right.
right? I mean, look, guys, people, listeners, viewers, I think we're all reasonable adults here, right? And I'm not
A
I'm not
saint?
perfect. I'm not a saint, right? I'm not perfect. Um, I joke and stuff, but I don't ever disrespect anyone unless they do stupid things, right?
Yeah.
Unless they come at me first, then I'll talk back, But I would say this, but look, I would say we're all reasonable adults. Let's kind of step back and go back to about a year and a half ago, when the group was really, really cool. Because right now I'm not liking it. Everyone's bickering. It's all divided. People choosing sides and picking who they want to associate themselves with. This is dumb. It's high school stuff, man. Come on. That's all I want to say about that. Um,
Well, I mean, I know I mean, you probably know way more than I do. I really don't even know a lot that's even going on, but I can say that once you start getting into, I mean, I don't know if it has anything directly to it, but once you start getting into like promoting products and stuff like that, I think people get kind of weirded out as like, hey, you're gonna back me up if I do this, or we're gonna back up this person if it's like a competing type of product, or I don't know. Things get kind of weird when it comes to selling things like that. I don't know. That's also one thing that I did notice, like as far as like supporting that. But I mean, I don't mind if it's a legit thing. I don't know why it would really matter if it's really
well,
good products.
I'm assuming you're talking about the book boat incident a few weeks
Well, not
ago.
really. I'm just talking about just in
Just,
general
just,
that
just in general. Well,
yeah,
here's the
I
thing.
mean in every
Here's
community.
my response. Here's my response to you. I think, and I don't even consider myself an influencer. Look, I'm a nobody. I said this 1,000 times. I'm not a hustler hacks or a freaking RJ Hernandez, whatever the hell his name is. Okay, I'm not any of that. Okay, I'm just a guy who happens to have a platform where I can voice my expression. I don't consider myself an influencer, um, but I do promote things that I use, right?
Mhm,
I will never share anything that I haven't used myself, right? I promote Penji. That's because I've been using Penji for over a year now, right?
mhm.
And I promote other products and services. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, we're always being marketed to. Okay, from the minute that you wake up to the minute that you go to bed, you're being marketed to. So if you guys don't like being marketed to, just stay in your room. Don't go anywhere,
Stay in the
right?
fetal position.
Yeah, you're being marketed to when you drive, the billboards, the radio. whatever. Your smartphones. You're always being marketed to, and if you guys don't like that, well, I'm sorry. You guys need to figure something out.
Speaking
That's
of marketing stuff, let's talk about KDP and some niches.
uh, my KDP personally.
Yes. I did see you post something though.
Yeah. Uh huh.
You want to say anything about that?
Yeah, I made some more interiors for KDP, the breastfeeding niche, which I know RJ was really stoked about. Um, but yeah, they're on Gumroad for sale. 997 for, and you get two 6x9 interiors.
So did you design this yourself and you went through it?
Yeah.
Good seeing. That's pretty
Um,
cool.
eh, all the interiors I designed myself. Now you can have Penji. If you guys have Penji, as God is my witness, I did design these by myself. But if you have Penji, you can leverage Penji and have them design you custom interiors as well.
And
Look,
covers.
and covers. Look, we talked about this. They'll do anything. They'll do almost anything that they can do,
Yeah.
right? Whether it was T-shirts, logos, whatever. Again, other, and I don't want to get too much into this because we've already talked about this, but um, compared to their competitors, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, please reach out and tell me. But as far as I know, Penji, they're the only ones that does anything and everything. They do
Yeah.
they do UX UI designs. They'll do your covers and interiors for KDP shirt designs. They'll do whatever, man. Um, and like I said, I don't want to get too much into that because we've talked about that. But let's talk about since it's just me and you. Let's talk about what's been what 3.5 years now that we've been doing merch by Amazon. I know you've been doing it just a tad bit longer than I have,
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
right? I think you started what late 2015.
Let me. You know what? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna see how
Was it
far, how long we've
2015?
been doing this. Let me see. It's still loading up. But yeah, my first check was December 2015.
Okay, so you've been doing it for just about 3.5 years. That means I've probably been doing it for about 3 years. In the last 3.5 years, Glenn, and this is the topic of this week's show. What did you learn about merch by Amazon?
Yeah, man, this could be all over the place. Things that I've learned. I mean, the thing is though, in 3.5 years, we've seen ups and downs, from the beginning and how it really started until where it is now. And there's good and bad. I think that comes with everything. I mean, the good part is like how many products there are now, how easier it is to upload now. Totally different from the beginning, right? Like when we
It's a
first started
completely
out,
different beast.
I mean, that was like really good. Now that part, I think one of the bad things I would say is just the royalty cuts. From the very beginning, like if you were there 2015 and you were making, 10, 11, 12 bucks a shirt off of like a $20 shirt, I was like, oh my gosh, like your royalty, you're killing it on
Is
less
that
amount of
well?
uploads.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Is that how much we were making? I can't remember, man. I swear to God,
I think I think I'm trying to remember from the beginning.
it was like $10.
1999
It was like
was
10,
making
10
like
bucks.
10 bucks, I think.
Wow.
Because even then, if you were uploading them and you were getting like 18.99, you were still making, I think, like
Like
864,
eight
or
something.
yeah, it was still really, really high. So I mean, that was one thing but we knew that was gonna happen. I mean, they weren't gonna stay high forever,
Yeah,
especially.
no, no, we had always talked about how they're going to continue to cut the royalties, and even now, right? Even now, they might cut royalties.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
mean,
imagine.
it's not gonna
I
happen.
personally can't imagine it getting any lower. But even now, they might cut. They might cut royalties. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, and we noticed that was gonna happen. We prepared for that, but there was one of the cuts that I think really I saw a big difference on. I think not really the recent one, but before that one. And I was like, oh man, this is a huge cut. I think other things that we've noticed, at least that I've noticed, is uploading, and tearing up over and over again. It got to a point to remember we kind of already went over the limit as far as like tier ups because we didn't know when we were going to get another tier up, and then we were frozen, and then we got back on, and then now it's like people that do tier up keep on tearing up to where it's like I think a lot of people have readily available slots and trying to keep up with uh, uploading as much as possible to get all these slots filled. Before it was kind of like, all right, we want to tier up, let's see where we're going. So now I think that they can handle more of a workload, more uploads, more obviously products and quantities. So we've seen that progress. On the opposite side, we've also seen more competition because obviously more people are coming in. But I think the only thing that really I could see with merch and the toughest part is just being able to upload more shirts, upload, and not really knowing what's gonna sell or not.
Hmm.
And I think that's what's probably the most frustrating part if you're spending a lot of time in paying people or VAs, you're doing something to help out in that, or even if you're doing it yourself, you're uploading 100, 200, 300 products, what's the percentage on those and what they're going to hit, like what kind of numbers they're going to hit. Like I think RJ, I mean, how many uploads does that guy have now? Like
You know,
thousands. It was like
he told me, like I said, we spoke earlier today. He told me he is using a third party tool though.
okay,
It's not like he's doing it himself.
yeah,
So he is using some automation tool, which I'm not gonna get into. Um, no, it's not a bad thing. I just don't. We've talked about it in the past, and there's no reason for us to talk about it again. Um, but I know he is using an automation tool, and I think he said he has close to 30,000 or something
yeah,
now.
it was something crazy. I was like, man, that's crazy.
Mhm.
But I can only imagine having 30,000 uploads 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, the difference in amount of money you'd probably be making percentage wise compared to now or putting in that time and effort. And that's why I think, at least for me, going through Amazon FBA and like eBay and stuff and looking at the data, is this more than likely going to sell? Is this going to sell? I have some data to support that compared to going through niches and trying to figure out like, all right, let's give it a shot. Let's see if this is gonna move. Let's upload, 500 Fourth of July shirts, 500 Christmas shirts, and try to get a percentage wise to do that. But if you're doing it totally different, like we've also learned, let's say doing like local merch or something, then I think you have a different type of leverage there. So when we've
Mhm.
learned and gone through so many different like guests and styles, and I don't know what I mean, this show could probably last a long time.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. I, I'll tell you what I learned. I mean, other than the fact that obviously us being on Amazon, we said this from the very beginning of the show, how uh, uh, that Amazon was going to change. Right? I mean, we said this in the very beginning because we have experience doing FBA, right? And you know as much as I do how much FBA changes every freaking year. They have some new things doing in FBA. Things change, and it completely changes it, right? So years ago, couple years ago, Glenn and I, when we started doing the podcast, we said it, man. We're like, look, Amazon is going to continue to change. I didn't think. I think at one point Amazon had changed so much, and I think, and I think I want to, I think I speak for most of us when I say it just got really discouraging because, for instance, you're a good example, right, Glenn? You got sick and tired of having to make all these damn edits because you, like me, you're a one man operation. You personally go in and do all the uploads yourself. If you have to make edits, you go in and do all the edits yourself. You just got sick and tired of making all those damn edits, and you said, "Eff it, I'm not doing this no more."
The edit, well, that's a good point too, is I totally forgot. Are like the the edits when it comes to like terms and policy changes.
Hmm.
It was kind of like, hey, we're giving you a week or 2 weeks to get your past shirts up to date with our policies. Change all of these. I remember changing like 2,000 shirts, like manually taking out maybe little miniature keywords that didn't
Right,
really make
exactly.
sense.
So
I mean, that was wild.
that was my point. That was my
Yeah.
point. Whenever Amazon does make changes, I mean, sometimes it does hurt us, especially the people who are one man operations like you and I. Because no, I agree. It's a tedious process, because Amazon tells us, we were specifically told by Amazon we are not allowed to use VAs. Now, I know there's a lot of listeners out there. You guys probably do use VAs. Obviously, I'm not going to rat nobody out because I don't even know who uses VAs, right? It's none of my business. But you know who you are. But, I try to keep my account clean as possible. Um, so I try and do everything by myself. And it gets frustrating, right? I mean, seriously, imagine if you're someone like Amy, who's on the 100,000 tier and she's doing all the work by herself. Imagine if, and this is obviously a silly example, but imagine if Amazon said you can't use the word "the" in the sentence, right?
Yeah.
Imagine having to go through all your freaking 100,000 listings and remove the word "the."
Yeah,
I
which
feel,
I mean anything
and
can happen.
look, I get it. Look, there's third-party apps and stuff that can do that, but still, I mean, it's just I get where you're coming from. That's frustrating, right?
Yeah.
Um,
But I think, I mean, the main thing, just like any other platform that I've learned, is just it just comes down to putting in the time and effort for everything, just like you would any other platform, like KDP or eBay or FBA. When you're dedicating yourself to the platform and putting in, time, effort, and work into it, you're going to see the results. Now, for me right now, my results are crappy. Why? Because I'm not putting in the work. I'm not complaining about the results because that's what I get. I mean, I'm not putting in the time and effort into merch that I had in the first, year, really, really dedicated to that, to where, my YouTube channel was like I was doing like maybe like one video, if that, if I could. eBay, I was just trying to like, maintain, but I was like fully dedicated into merch and growing that. And with that new platform starting off like in 2015, that was the time. It was like, man, this is brand new. They're still trying to, work out all the kinks, but if you're new to the platform, you can definitely dominate and get numbers up. And that's what happened. But I'm not totally against just like everything else being full-time reseller and selling online and doing things. I tell people all the time, things change. Like if all of a sudden eBay got bought out or shut down, then I was fully dedicated to the sneaker apps, and then something happened to where FBA got restricted, then yeah, I'm gonna make merch work. Like
mhm,
because I'm gonna go around and do what I can, to make a living being full time, but still not having to work for somebody.
mhm.
So
No,
that's
it makes total sense, right? You gotta focus on the platforms where you're making the most money. No, I totally get it. But I've like, for me, I stopped designing because I mean, in the beginning it was fun because you and I were able to utilize our skill sets, design, upload them, and they would sell, right? Now it's gotten to the point where nothing really sells, right? And I just got sick and look, I just got sick and tired of designing because nothing was selling. So now I'd rather just, look, I'd rather outsource that like I've been doing what for the past year, year or so now. I have the local kids designing for me, and it's been working out great. Um, and I'm in it for the long term. I've said this 2 years ago, right? Good designs are always the best. So I'm putting up quality designs. I'm not here to freaking upload 500 slots in 2 hours, right? That was when merch first came out. Look, I've said this 2 years ago. I'm in it for the long run, man. I'm putting up quality designs, and nothing's changed since then. I'm putting up quality designs, man. After the show, I'll show you some of the stuff that I'm uploading. Dude, it's gonna blow your mind, man. You're gonna be like, yo, that's some good stuff. Um, but nothing's really changed for me. But I did learn, man, when Amazon makes changes, it's a punch in the gut at times, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely punching the balls.
Oh man, my balls are cracked, man. Because man, when they make those changes, it's pretty significant. However, as of late, a lot of the changes has been for the better. I
Yeah,
will say
definitely.
this: if you go on your dashboard, look at your message board, all those updates and everything, they've been pretty good, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So, and we're not here to bash Amazon. We're just talking about what we learned within the last 3, 4 years. Um, so let me ask you, man, and I've asked you this before. I think Amazon again. I don't have any inside sources. I My personal belief is that Amazon at some point is going to allow us to use VAs, kind of like we can have employees log into our Solo Central account.
Mhm.
I think that's going to come here real soon. That's just my own personal theory. If Amazon allows us to do that, will you hire a VA and maybe at some point try and slowly build your merch account back up, or even have your wife help upload the designs that's fallen off?
It'd be very interesting. I think I could, figure something out on, probably getting the wife to help out more with that. I mean, I probably could even now, but it's just the time. I think the ideas I think is so important. I mean, the idea and design, they're equally important. And I think the idea part, I would really have to, sit down and figure out that before even moving on to something else. So, as of right now, I'd probably say no, just because it's not there yet. But once it does happen, which it might, then I don't know. I think I would definitely, I guess, go through it again and see.
I think it's going to happen is because, like I said, I don't know why else Amazon would want you to confirm. Like for instance, if I'm in my account and I want to see my bank account in my dashboard, why does Amazon want me to confirm,
Yeah,
right? So therefore, my theory is, I think Amazon at some point is going to allow us to use VAs for merch. Um, and to answer my own question, I think when it does happen, I would definitely use a VA. Again, I'm very aware that there are automation tools out there where you can automatically upload designs. Um, and the reason why I haven't invested in that at the moment, and I was just talking to RG and them about this morning. I was like, it doesn't make sense for me to invest in something when the sales aren't there, right?
mhm,
If I was consistently making $3,000 like I was, right, then I would invest in a tool. Right now, nothing's selling. So why invest in a tool that's going to cost me 100? I don't know how much it costs. What, $100,
yeah,
90 bucks? Why invest in something like that and spend that kind of money when nothing's selling?
yeah.
Right? It doesn't make sense.
And I
S-
think people right now, I mean, there's some people out there that are really doing good on merch. I think congrats to you. If you're putting in time and effort and doing well, I mean,
no, there are
that's
people.
awesome.
I know for a fact because I talk to them all the time. I know there are a lot of people still making good money
Yeah, definitely.
on merch. They're obviously putting more time into it than I am, um, but I never stopped. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm doing at a slower pace than most. Again, I'm my whole theory has been, I'm in it for the long run. I'm not here to try and fill up freaking 9,000 slots in 2 hours. I'm not about that, right? I'm about quality designs. Um, and then hope and then do whatever I got to do to drive traffic to it and get sales.
What do you think you've learned when it comes to marketing? Like
Um,
Amazon ads, running ads, and so on.
this is my own personal opinion, my own theory. AMS is, man. it's not even called AMS anymore, right? What's it
No.
called? Advertising, whatever. I'm just gonna call it AMS, man. Um, AMS, I don't know, man. It's a hit or miss. It's a hit or miss. I think it really just depends on your niche. Obviously, we talked about how good designs matter, but I think it just really depends on the niche now.
Yeah,
It really does.
and I mean, people, even though you wanna, like, I don't know, give a boatload of money to
Dude, if I have
Amazon.
a freaking think about it, right? I didn't mean to cut you off. Like, if I have this kick-ass design for a freaking watermelon, right?
Yeah.
No one's gonna really buy it, right? But then let's say I have a kick-ass design. I don't know. What's something that's trending right now? I don't know. World Cup. Obviously, you can't do World Cup T-shirts on Amazon, but I'm just using this as an example. If it was allowed, right, and you were driving traffic to it on AMS, you would do pretty good, right?
Yeah. And
So
looking at it right now, I'm trying to see, like, what are the top selling shirts? So Betsy Ross shirts obviously are still up there, um, at a really good rank. There's a lot of, things you can't compete with, Stranger Things, some Disney that are doing good. Let's see, Papa, Man, Myth, the Legend, still going strong.
that's still going strong, huh?
That's still going strong, yeah.
I've never made any of those shirts. Those the Papa, the Man, the Myth, the Legend. I've never made
Yeah.
any of those.
Let me see. Some of the birthday ones still do well. Let me see what else. Father's Day shirts look like they're coming up.
I did pretty good on Father's Day.
Let me see. So fatherhood, some of those. LGBT shirts, some of them still on here. Let me see. Birthdays, dad stuff, and the other ones. Man, there's so many of these Betsy Rodsons. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
But
sure.
anyway,
Yeah.
that's what we're kind of looking at right now.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I learned. I mean this is this could be a never-ending topic. Um, but these are some of the stuff that we learned over the last 3 years. Um, and like I said, I'm in it for the long term. I'm not gonna quit. You know, I might come on the show and I and I joke and I complain about how my sales are dead. Um, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still having fun with merch. Yeah, my sales aren't what they used to be. My complaints are authentic. It's me trying to be funny, but at the same time, I'm authentic, man. My sales are dead,
Yeah,
right? It's not what they used to be. Um, but I'm going to continue plugging away, man. And I know for a fact things are going to change even more. I mean, we can talk about the same topic next year, and I bet you it'll be completely different next year.
yeah, totally. Can't believe Baby
So,
Shark's still on here.
what was that?
Baby Shark still on here, going strong.
I thought that was freaking trademark.
It is, but I don't
Good
know.
God. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, look, if you guys are having fun with Merch by Amazon, and you're in it for the long term, just keep at it. I
You have to
think
like doing it. Like you
you
said,
have
you
to
have to
like
like.
doing it. I think the days of having shortcuts and all that, like I said, trying to upload freaking 90,000 shirts in 2 hours, it worked at one point, but that's no longer the case. And if you guys are still doing that, look, that's not a business plan, right? Again, quality designs, do good research. I'm not I'm not an expert when it comes to keywords, so I can't tell you how to do keywords. But from what I'm being told, keywords are obviously important. Just everything that we've been talking about for the past 3 years is still relevant today,
Yeah,
right?
so
Again, no shortcuts. Just keep doing what you're doing. But again, you have to be passionate about it. There's no shortcuts. I think that's pretty much it, man. What else you got going on?
I think that's it as far as like the the merch stuff. We didn't even get any new merch news.
Nope, no merch news. But again, the last several news that we received from them, they were all pretty good news. Um, so yeah, man. Um, I know we had talked about maybe doing a sourcing trip. Um, you want to talk about that after the show?
Oh yeah, we can figure that out. But now with the earthquakes, I might just stay here. Just kidding.
It ain't gonna be no earthquakes, man.
All right, just kidding. But
All
hey,
right, guys.
Arby's going out there. So if you're in town or not in town,
Well, like I said,
we'll figure that out.
I said this in the beginning of the show. I'm gonna do my best to leave town. Okay, if I end up in town, I will meet up with the guy.
All right. So let us know where you go.
All right. But other than that, guys, thanks for being patient. Again, I know we were gone last week. Dude, you notice that people just freaking go nuts when we take a week off?
Oh yeah, they're like, man,
What
what's the deal
the
with
hell,
you?
man? We all need vacations every now and then, man. Give us a break.
Well,
What the hell's going on? Um,
yeah, some of the comments are hilarious. They're just
like what the hell?
like
But anyway,
if we're gone for like a whole month.
that was in December.
Yeah, no, but this time it's just like one episode. Yeah, we're gonna get back next week. They're like,
People just went nuts.
yeah.
But you know what? But at the same time, that really does humble us. I mean, it tells us that a lot of you guys are still listening to the show. We have very loyal listeners, and we're so grateful. 3 years strong doing the podcast, and yeah, man, we made some great friends. We have no intention of doing, no intention of stopping. Uh, Before we go, where can people find you again, man? Your YouTube channel? Give it a plug.
Hustler Hacks on YouTube and Hustler Hacks on Instagram.
Cool, man. And you guys can just email me again. You know, every now and then I keep telling myself I need to do another YouTube channel. I mean, a video. Who
But
knows,
yeah,
man?
don't push it.
Who knows? But I am working on some other projects here and there. So, but if you guys have any questions, man, just email me. Um, Otherwise, man, we'll catch up next week, my friend.
All right, sounds good. See ya.
Cool.